So if you watch my favorite fountain pen review I did in one of my previous videos, and I'll put the link up shortly, you'll know that I got slightly excited when I got my hands on the TWSBI Go fountain pen. And it was more around the fact that, you know what, I was told it's a really good pen, so I had to have it. And I went out and purchased it, and it had that really cool filling mechanism with a spring. And I thought, you know what, this is a great pen. But then in that, someone mentioned, well, you really got to get yourself onto the TWSBI ECO. It's the most popular one. Everyone raves on about it, and I thought, well, that's something that I've got to get my hands on. And if you have watched my previous video, you'd know that there was going to be a potential birthday gift that was coming my way. And what do you know? Sash had a birthday recently, and I got the next TWSBI in my collection. So when I received that lovely gift, I did hint that I wanted the fine nib. Most of my fountain pens are medium, and someone said, you got to try the fine. So once again, easily influence Sash and change it for the fine. Thanks, Roy. And that's what arrived. The TWSBI ECO fine fountain pen. And let me show you the difference and what I think of it so far. So this is what the TWSBI arrived in, a nice little cardboard sleeve, which looks like it's a recycled cardboard sleeve, and a plastic box similar to what one of my other fountain pens, I think it was the Moonman M1, it arrived in. And when you open it up, you see some instructions. As this is what blew me away, and I never really paid attention when I watched the reviews. You've got the manual, yep, great. It actually comes with a wrench. I thought that's pretty cool, and it even comes with a silicone grease. So, you know what, it's a very well prepared pen, and I've never ever owned a tool that's come with a pen, right? So I was reasonably excited. And you've also got some filling instructions, which I did look at briefly, but I was too excited, and I did fill it up, and I'll insert the video here so you can see what the actual pen experience was like when I filled it up. And I can tell you now that I nailed it on the first go, right? Look at me go. But it was just a very pleasurable experience to fill up the pen and get it going very quickly. So if I just remove the pen, and I'll remove all the other bits and pieces because we don't need to use the wrench today or the silicone grease. First impressions. Oh, by the way, it says do not use alcohol in the pen, and I dare say it's probably because it may damage the pen, the color, whatever. First things first, and as a bit of an observation, right? Here we got the Go, and here we got the ECO. The Go looks like something that I would use in high school, something that I'd pick up at a local stationery shop that you can sort of throw around in your bag and you don't care about it, right? That's the feeling I've got now owning the ECO. The ECO, on the other hand, looks like a corporate, a professional, just a I don't know, I would say a gorgeous, if it's the right term for a pen, but just a really, really attractive pen. It is, I've got the black cap version, and they come in multiple color varieties, and the see-through barrel. And when I first grabbed the pen, I can tell you the feeling that you get in your hand and the feel is a much more solid and quality material. So if we have a look at some of the similarities, and there's not too many if you ask me. You've got the red logo at the top here, which is quite nice. I do like it. The Go has a little bit of a, I don't know, a buckle, a slot there where you can actually put it on a lanyard, and I would never do that, but you could if you wanted to. Whereas the ECO does have a pocket clip, which, you know, does look like a more, I guess, traditional and everyday pen that you would use. Apart from that, I think that's where the similarities end. Now, there is no science and there isn't too much research done, but I believe, well, at least to me, if I'm looking at the pen, the tank in the Eco does look like it's a lot bigger and it will fit a lot more ink, but it could be wrong because the Go is a lot thicker. It does feel thicker in hand versus the Eco. So maybe they're very similar, but to me it does look like it's a lot bigger. And one thing that you'll notice on the TWSBI Eco is that because it's a nicer, better quality material and plastic, you can see through it, and it almost looks like glass. It's not, it's plastic, but it just looks like glass. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. If you rotate between these two pens, the Go is a pull cap, okay? And push to close. The Go, you can actually put the lid on top of it. Whoop. Come on, camera, focus for me. So it does fit nice, no problems there. However, the Eco is a screw cap, and you just got to make sure that you're not screwing the wrong side, because if you do screw that side, you'll be pushing the ink, and I'll touch on that shortly. So it is a screw cap, and it takes probably about 1 to 1.5 turn to get it out, and voila, this is the Eco right there. So the other thing that you'll notice with the Eco, that was my first thing I noticed actually compared to the Go. The Eco does not have any sort of ergonomics, right? And what I mean by that is that when you hold a pen, it's just like it's a cylinder, right? There's nothing more to it. It's like a cylindrical pen. Now, where the Go, I think, is a little bit more comfortable. It does have these little edges here, so it almost, well, not almost, but it definitely gives you a lot more comfortable holding position for me personally. And it's sort of, your finger sort of slight, it almost feels like a triangle, right? Very similar to, say, like a lamy. That's one thing that I wish that the Eco had, that the Go does have over it. But that's where that probably stops. The fact that it's a little bit thicker as well, for someone with my size hands, it does feel a lot more comfortable to hold. But that's just something worth noting. And the Eco does also give you the ability to post the cap. The difference is here, it does have a small, if I can show you there, a rubber seal. So when you do post it, you get a nice satisfying click. And it's solid, it's not going anywhere, right? So that's just one thing to note as well. Now, the $20 question, what is it write like? Now, let me tell you something. This comparison is not going to be really fair because the inks are different. I've got, I think it was Lamy ink in this one, Waterman in the Eco. Let's give it a test drive. So, pull out. I won't even post it. Let's have a look with my lovely, lovely handwriting. Another thing to mention again, that this this nib here is a medium nib versus the fine on the Eco. So it does keep, this is not the pen's fault, this is the ink. I noticed when I use this ink, for some reason it does a stop. Look at that, it's bloody annoying. Now, don't judge the pen. Again, this is definitely not the pen's fault. This is just the ink being annoying. I could change it, but I can just talk to it because I've used it for a while. And the reason is that I probably haven't used this Go for a few days now. So anyway. So now if I try the Eco, and this is the biggest problem when you chop and change as well, is that, you know, you don't want to tug this and pull the cap off and ruin the thread, because it is a twist. So once again, I won't post this either because it is a good size pin. So let's just test this. Let me tell you, it is so satisfying and smooth to write that it's not even funny. If I can draw, which I can't save my life, this will be a very nice experience. And you know, as soon as you put the nib to paper, and this is no fountain pen paper, just a normal exercise book, very smooth. If you're wondering, you can look at my review when I did fill up the Go versus the Eco, but in summary, with the Eco, you put it inside the ink bottle and you rotate the tip here, and that drives the vacuum to either suck the ink in or squirt it back out, I suppose, if you go the opposite way. Versus the Go. The Go operates by a spring, so you literally push the spring in and it drives the mechanism to either vacuum and suck the ink in or squirt it back out. So, you know, both very easy, both very satisfying methods of filling in without having to get your hands too dirty. But I would say, if I was to compare those, just those two things alone, I would say that this one, the Eco, is a lot easier to fill in or fill up, because this is a bit fiddly that you got to hold it in, press the spring, let go of the spring, hopefully go all the way down. There's a bit more resistance, whereas with this one here, you're literally just turning it and so forth. If you want a pen and you would like a pen for an everyday throw around pen, you'll be happy with the Go. It's quite nice. It looks a little bit more cash. It's not so fancy. If you would like a pen that, you know, does look, you know, a lot classier, a lot cleaner, a lot more professional, then maybe the Eco's for you. It definitely, by a mile, feels a lot better in hand. So yeah, this could be a better option. If you're on a tight budget, maybe start with the Go like I did. You know, get the TWSBI Go. Get yourself familiarized with their mechanisms, even though they're very different. But if I had to buy these, you know, from the beginning again, and I can only pick one, which one would it be? Yeah, Eco. It is so cool. It is so satisfying. And again, you know, if you work in an office environment, you wear a shirt and you wanted to put this in your shirt pocket, well, you can, because it does have the pocket clip versus hanging off your lanyard or whatnot. So again, they both serve a purpose. They're both a good unit, but my experience thus far has been that the TWSBI Eco is the way to go, hands down. It's actually probably one of my favorite pens that I own at the moment. So in summary, the TWSBI Eco was a game changer. I would actually say it's not even comparable. Well, not for the money anyway. For the extra, I think there was about 56. There's about 15 to 20 Australian dollars difference. So you know, it's not a little bit, but in the scheme of things, it's not that much difference for the quality pen that you're getting. So the weight, the feel, the materials used, and even though the nibs are meant to be the same, I think that the Eco feels a lot nicer, a lot smoother, and I don't know, just the whole experience has been phenomenal with it, and I love writing with it on a daily basis. So in summary, TWSBI Eco is the way to go if you're deciding, or you know, trying to decide between one or the other. Yeah, save up a few more dollars and get the Eco if you've got it. Maybe get the Go just to break it up. But from a user experience, look, quality, TWSBI Eco is 100% my preference. Thank you for tuning in once again. My name is Sash and this is SD Reviews. Goodbye. Did I say take care and brush your hair? I did now.